Defining happiness in retirement. Last time I was on the podcast, we talked about the unbounded freedom that retirement offers and the process of retiring, the day you retire, and retirement as part of a larger retirement journey. As you embark on your retirement journey and leave your career behind and enter the brand new world filled with so much freedom and opportunity, it's a safe bet to assume that your ultimate goal will be to find happiness. Happiness is what psychologists define as a subjective state. That is, what makes you happy and how you feel when you are happy is undeniably and solely up to you, the individual who is experiencing and pursuing it. But there's a few ways to define and describe happiness, and understanding is one of the foundational elements to success. So let's take a quick peek down the rabbit hole of happiness to find what you are looking for in life and in retirement. Sigmund Freud once wrote, "The question of the purpose of human life has been raised countless times. It has never yet received a satisfactory answer, and perhaps does not admit one. We will therefore turn to the less ambitious question of what men show by their behavior and the purpose and intention of their lives. What do they demand of life and wish to achieve in it? The answer to this can hardly be in doubt. They strive after happiness, and they want to become happy and remain so." Feeling an emotion, such as happiness, is a subjective state, and philosophers and psychologists have grappled with defining subjective states for centuries. By their very nature, subjective states are exclusively defined by the individual experiencing them. That is, subjective states are irreducible. And there are three ways to define an irreducible state. We can reference a textbook definition. Happiness is the state of well-being or contentment. Great. We can frame the experience. Happiness is a bit more positive than pleasant, but a bit less positive than euphoric. Or we can reference an event that elicits such a feeling. Happiness is the first sip of hot coffee on a cool fall day. If you've ever been tasked with describing a subjective state to someone who has never experienced it, you probably took one of those three approaches and ended up in a subjective state of infuriating frustration. If you've never been assigned such a ridiculous task, but would like to explore this concept for yourself, try describing the color red to someone who's colorblind. An endless supply of definitions, similar but different colors, and stop signs will not bring your friend any closer to understanding the experience of seeing the color. Irreducible states have that quality. Defining and describing these irreducible subjective states is very difficult because they're a you-know-what-I-mean experience. You literally just have to experience them to understand them. So how will you define happiness in retirement? After all, when I say happy, you know what I mean, right? Philosophers and psychologists generally agree that there are two unique categories that define happiness. You can either experience hedonic or eudaimonic happiness. Hedonic happiness is an ephemeral state of happiness. It's emotional happiness. That cold ice cream cone on a hot day, a hot cup of coffee on a cool day, or pulling up a chair to the fireplace after a cool winter's walk. Hedonic happiness is a high-frequency, ephemeral state of happiness. Eudaimonic happiness, however, is a moral happiness. It's a deeper sense that is often attributed to living a life aligned with personal values, a strong faith, an enduring relationship with a family member or friend, or living in alignment with your greater purpose. These are all common ways to elicit eudaimonic happiness. Eleanor Roosevelt eloquently spoke of eudaimonic happiness when she said, "Happiness is not the goal. It's a byproduct of a life well lived." And while some psychological research suggests that happiness can be achieved through purely hedonic or purely eudaimonic pursuits, while some psychologists and researchers suggest that happiness can be achieved through either purely hedonic or purely eudaimonic pursuits, most psychologists conclude that both forms of happiness are essential to maximizing personal well-beings. And Daniel Gilbert introduced a third form of happiness, judgmental happiness, when you are happy about or that something. And the best way to achieve judgmental happiness about your life and to say, "I am happy about how my life turned out," is taking an effective approach to maximizing both eudaimonic and hedonic happiness. With unprecedented authority over your time in retirement, you have tremendous control over your happiness. To increase your happiness, even a little bit, you might contemplate the following questions. What defines your happiness? How do you find balance between hedonic and eudaimonic pursuits? Which life domains do you find most important? In what life domains do you feel the most fulfilled? And in what life domains would you like to develop further?
If you enjoyed that, you would love being part of our free membership community. It's called Retire Membership and it has a host of benefits all for free. For example, you can always buy my book, 3D Retirement Income, on Amazon. But if you join us at Retire Membership, we will send you either a hard copy or paperback for free, provide the ebook and the audiobook so that you can listen to it if you don't have time to read it. In addition to that, we'll also provide you with a bunch of content that you can't get anywhere else. For example, we have our quarterly Retire Mentorship magazine, which comes out quarterly and has no ads whatsoever. It's just timely content to help you stay the course. We also have workbooks for our free online workshop to help you get the most out of those, flowcharts to help you make better decisions, and a weekly email to provide timely content that you can unsubscribe from at any time. We never ask for any payment information, and we never share your information with anyone else. We just want to provide timely content and help you stay the course to retire successfully and stay successfully retired. There's no reason to wait, so join us now at retiremembership.com, where you can click in the link in the description and it'll go right there. We can't wait to see you in the community. Cheers. This podcast is educational only and is not investment, tax, or legal advice.